Hi, I'm Cindy Din. I'm a news editor for the Rice Thresher, and here with me today is Chief Bill Taylor of the Rice University Police Department. And today we'd like to talk about at the start of the semester. We always have a nice overview of what happened over the winter break, as well as what students and staff and faculty can do now to prepare for this coming semester in terms of crime prevention and safety issues. Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, Cindy. Some things are fairly typical. Over Christmas break, obviously there are less people on the campus, and this year we tried the grand experiment, if you will, and actually I think it worked quite well, where we actually vacated the residential colleges altogether. And I don't know that we got the word out in sufficient time this year, but for instance, next year we will probably start a very strong campaign a month or so out, talking to people about when you leave for the Christmas break, get your bicycle out of the bicycle rack and put it in your room and lock it up in there,
right,
so that it's not exposed to the outside. And if there's nothing to steal in the racks, it also reduces their likelihood of coming to the campus to do other things, because while they're here stealing bikes, if they get an opportunity to steal something else, they will do that. You know, that's their full-time job. Anything that's out there that they can pick up and take, they're going to take.
Right. Sometimes we always just forget we're on an urban campus, an urban environment. And I also know that RUPD is also involved in incidents off campus too, particularly for students who live off campus as well. Were there any incidents in particular that rang a bell or anything?
About a week and a half ago, there was a party off campus. Some folks had gone to that function. When they went to leave the party, they were accosted by some folks and had property taken.
Do you have any recommendations for students who do live off campus or go attend these parties? Certainly.
First off, travel in numbers. You know, these were two people by themselves, but they were also kind of not paying attention to what was going on around them. We recommend that you travel in numbers. In some situations, you might want to take transportation. It's mostly an awareness issue. Not everywhere in Houston is as safe as on the campus.
That's true. I also have a couple of questions from students who wanted to ask the police chief a question of their own. One of them is a jogger who likes to jog at night.
Yes.
And she was wondering whether there will be lights on the outer loop to be, I guess, a more well-lit place to jog at night.
Okay, first off, we really do kind of discourage people to jog at night, particularly by themselves. The university has installed 4 lights that basically look a lot like the lights on campus, but they have a special refractor that puts the light going down onto the path where people run and walk, and it makes it quite a bit brighter and what have you, and it's kind of a test, if you will, to see how that works. And so it'd be interesting to see what kind of response we get from community members who happen to go by there in the evening to see what they think of it.
Right. It would be nice to see striking a balance between aesthetics and safety there with the lights there. And also, another question from the students is, what's the official policy on bikes that are left unattended?
We normally will go through periodically in some of the bike racks on the academic part of the campus, and if we have bikes that have been sitting there for a long time, we note how long they've been there and what have you. If they're obviously abandoned bikes, or they've been there unmoved for long periods of time, we will pull them, but usually those bikes will have had to have been there for several months before we'll do that. Now, one of the things, though, in this area, though, that we do need to talk about is there are times that we impound bikes because they've been attached to a handrail or parked blocking a door, or they're not locked to anything. And in those situations, we will impound the bike. Ones that aren't locked to anything we'll pick up because they're too susceptible to being stolen. In the other case, we have a safety problem. We do sometimes pick those bikes up, and they definitely will get citations. Along with that, the best way for us to recover bikes and to find out who they belong to is make sure persons register their bicycles. If the bike does happen to get stolen, if they have the bike registered, there's information when they register it on serial numbers and colors and all that then allows us to put it into a computer system that we can then check nationwide. It actually is a system that goes out there, and any police agency in the country runs a check on that bike, will determine that it came from Rice University as a stolen.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I guess to wrap things up, if there's anything that the Rice community can do to help you and the other police officers out, just to make sure, make your jobs a bit easier out there.
Well, frankly, our job is protecting the community. And so if people will remember that it's our job to do that, but it's also their job because they live here. They're members of the community, and the best proactive method of keeping the community safe is just literally people being very aware of what's going on, and anything that doesn't look right, calling us.